One of the reasons we put in the Community Safety Services Unit in the downtown and on the trails and on Main Street was to address crimes police couldn't get to. I don't know, how do we address those kinds of neighborhood crimes? Council talks about it all the time. When we get the chief in front of us, we talk with him about it.
Because we have Word and we have watching Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. It's tough to be a politician these days. Everybody's on everywhere.
Yeah, you have to be everywhere all at once.
Listen, just one more thing and we're done.
Okay.
You have an opinion on the mayor of Woodstock?
No, I think she's a lovely person. I mean, I've met her at events.
What's been happening there?
I do see what's been happening there, and I think, and I know from being a mayor that a mayor actually just has to be the spokesperson for what your council decides. So I have, but she and I've never, I know you're speaking about the lamppost, and I've never spoken to her about the lamppost. She and I talk a lot about short-term rentals. She's a huge advocate for there being a short-term rental registry because of how much it impacts housing. Well, like Airbnbs and stuff, they're short-term rentals.
Oh yeah.
And for the accommodation sector, hotels, it impacts those, impacts people who are looking for apartments. So she and I talk a lot about that a lot. We've never talked about the lamppost.
What I'm asking that for is, everybody has their own culture, and now Fredericton is coming with so many different cultures.
Yeah.
That so everybody wants their own local culture. Like, are we going to end up having about 30, 40, 50 different flagpoles and for their different
we've
culture
addressed it.
And all that?
So I like the way the city's addressed it. We have a community flagpole. So what that allows us to do is that we fly different. I think every week I go to a flag raising, and we fly for different countries, different nationalities on their special days. We fly if it's a special week, you know, like Mental Health Week or MS, Multiple Sclerosis Week, or from National Physicians Week or whatever. And that flagpole lets us honor all the different folks in our community who want us to celebrate us.
So the mayor's doing good. So she's doing good.
That's what we do here in Fredericton is we have a flagpole so that we can represent the community beyond. So we keep the traditional flags that were always there, and this other flagpole allows us to do that. I think every community should have an extra flagpole.
Watch American politics. You're too busy for that.
No, I pay attention to. I mean, I'm a master's in poli-sci. I love this stuff.
You go shooting in North Dakota, shooting little puppies?
Yes, no, I don't. I'm too busy to do any of that kind of stuff. And I certainly don't. I'm certainly, as a mayor, have lots of other things to be talking.
You know how to answer, but did you see the big cross that was going around town? I know they're from Texas. Was carrying a cross.
No, I did not.
And I said, we're American from Texas. And I said, how come
Where was that and how did you see it and I don't see it? How does this happen?
Because I go downtown. You shouldn't be walking like a snob. You should really go
downtown.
Right. But downtown,
I live downtown. I'm a downtown girl.
We're doing so good. We were doing so good.
We're still doing good.
But
so
anyway,
tell me about this cross. I didn't see
this cross, that people were from Texas. And look, I said, can I ask you a question? How come you Americans are such a bunch of idiots? And then he looks at me, what do you mean by that? I said, you know exactly what I mean by that. So
this is why you can never be a politician, Charles. You couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't do it. Never mind, I'll tell you after. But turn around. How is Trump going to win? I won't talk to you on camera until November.
Oh gosh, I have no idea, but I do know that the level of misinformation that people receive. To think that someone can commit crimes and be in court and be, and be able to run for the highest office in the country, I find that startling. And then the level of journalism and media is such that people believe it. Like people don't, the misinformation that's out there, it really baffles me that we need common journalism. We need to return to a time where we're all listening to the same stuff, right? And until that happens, people can believe what they want to believe.
Remember Steve Murphy?
Oh yeah, I saw him recently.
I'm being sarcastic. Oh, were you at the Delta?
It was the 150. It was the Fredericton Chamber of Commerce.
He made a good job?
I thought he did. I thought he was really interesting. And he spoke about all this, right? Like, when you're listening to media, you know who they are, what they represent, who they are, who they represent, who's paying them. Like, look, it's our responsibility as a viewership to know what it is we're listening to.
He always respected me. He always watches.
He's a nice guy. He's a New Brunswicker. He's from St. John. I didn't know that.
Yeah. CFBC.
Did not know that.
And
Good guy.
he always says he hates it when they say statement from ministers, statement from ministers. Like they don't do like me, start hunting down politicians
Yeah.
on the street and get non-editing.
Yeah.
There's no editing here.
No.
So it's raw. And it's different journalism. It's,
It is,
just,
yeah.
people are lazy. It's just,
I think though too, in journalist defense too, sometimes politicians choose to give statements for different reasons. Sometimes it's what's appropriate. I don't know. I wish that journalists and politicians saw each other as partners in
Yeah.
getting information out as opposed to it being any
it
animosity.
should be like this.
Yeah, I think that I see media as a partner and I want them to get our information out. But as media has to act that way and not just be looking for controversy all the time.
My 29 viewers. I mean,
Wish you had more.
They
See,
want
this
to know.
I would have a conversation like this with anyone if it went unedited.
No,
and without an agenda.
And 29 viewers. I mean,
It's almost as many as I've got shots. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. It's nice
Thank
to
you.
talk to you.
always.
See
Merci
ya.
beaucoup.
Okay.
Talk to you later.